set up all those trap cards. Should be
Oh,
really, really
there
good. And
they
there
are
we have, and we have Julian just normal summoning. I was talking about Anguish, and there is the Anguish now. That is the start.
And there is Rescue as Imbold, and honestly, at this point, it could mean anything. It could mean Tier.
Oh yeah, Tier limits would be cool, for
But
sure.
what will Amelie summon? Because normally I would say, yeah, there comes the Fire Attacker. But in a pure Rescue Ace deck, I'm not sure if that's the best option. And there we see it, the Fire Engine.
The Fire Engine even, and Julian mildly confused, I would imagine. But still searching, of course, for the Tatsuno Chogo, as the Impulse, of course, doesn't act as any kind of negation. Just being chained to a monster effect activating and bringing out the Fire Engine from the deck.
Exactly. And I feel like Julian can also be like a bit... He can take a deep breath because he's not getting Charmed now.
Yeah,
which is also like a very, very important thing. Because even though Memento can play quite well through some Charmies, they still hurt sometimes.
So we bring out the Fire Lifter, setting the Rescue.
Yeah, I think it's
emergency, right?
It's emergency and it's getting added, and that will get us directly to our Turbulence, but not in this turn.
Not in this turn, indeed. So Emily is already playing, but how much of an advantage is that? Having those monsters on the field, if Julian theoretically still gets to perform his full combo, and this resolving with Tatsuno Chichoga is already such a huge advantage for him, because that also enables Memento Fusion to be fusion summoning from the graveyard, and so many more things. For example, if we drew to Sleepy, we can summon this out now, fusion summon with it. We might as well just send the Sleepy here alongside the Gaddick, though. Oh, no, look at that.
Probably don't need to. We have it already. Like
possibly we have it already, or we just want to go a different route. Because if the Anguish is not negated, and it was not negated by the Impulse, it's still just fine. Oh, we only send 2. That is very odd, honestly.
That is really odd. That might mean we have already drawn Maze. Because otherwise we would have sent it, I assume.
I mean, I can only imagine that we must have drawn Maze and Sleepy then at that point. Because otherwise you would just combine differently. Because you have the luxury to combine to a total level of 5. You have the judges double checking, but absolutely, you can go up to 5. So there's no need to go to 5 total. So this was a perfectly fine and legit Tatsuno Chichoga. It's just not one you very often see, because we didn't go for that much there. Oh, what's that? Is that a Lynx? Oh no, we're using Goblin now.
We use Goblin, we destroy it.
We destroyed the Gaddick to send the Memento Fusion and the Akihiron. But I mean, that's the beauty about the Memento deck. You can combine it in all kind of different ways. You can go combo route after combo route. You can just basically, as you play this deck, discover new routes. Now the Memento Fusion is going to destroy the Goblin, and that is successful as well.
Yeah, the thing though is I feel like the Memento deck itself is able to break it with breakers sometimes. And therefore, I feel like Emily is not really reliant on hand interactions here. But still, the Enfield is of course strong, but there's already 2 monsters. So I feel like there is a chance for Emily to play into the Memento board. But I don't know if she can beat the Fiendsmith afterwards.
Yeah, that's a fair question to ask. Dominus Impulse on the Memento Fusion. And I was fairly confused that we went for the Memento Fusion, because I expected the Bone Party here clearly. Bone Party, destroy the Akihiron. Akihiron would add back the banished Memento Fusion there already is. So maybe we have the Bone Party already, and sure enough, we do. But still, not resolving that fusion does hurt for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a big advantage that Emily took away from Julian. The question now is, do you probably don't go for the how's it called, the Twin Thunder Dragon? You don't go for that anymore, I think. You only go for the Creation King, right?
I mean, we need to get to Sleepy in the first place, and now we do not have the chance anymore. Look, we did not even draw the Sleepy, so that Sleepy comes straight from the deck, and now we will have to fusion summon with monsters from our hand, which just card economy-wise is not that great, because you're just giving up cards that otherwise would have been resources left in your hand.
Yeah, you're right, but we can trigger the Akihiron at least, so to get back the Memento Fusion, and therefore we will have a Guardian Chimera play in our opponent's turn.
True.
But as you already said, like still impulsing the Memento Fusion is like a big advantage here.
And we're not recycling the fusion, but we rather get back the Gaddick here to our hand. So I think the Gaddick... Hold on. Oh, we're adding back. Yeah, okay, we needed another fusion material. That's why we needed to add back a monster there. And it is the Creation King. And I do agree, if you only can fusion summon once now due to the one ability to fusion summon being negated, you just want to summon out the Creation King rather.
Yeah, and as I already told you, Maze from hand.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, there was no other logical explanation.
Definitely.
Still, though, I'm not sure why didn't we just go for Sleepy plus Gaddick, because that's like the standard thing to send, because it's also equaling the level of 5. Julian, though, I think he felt pretty confident with having the Bone Party still in hand. Therefore, he wanted to maybe bait out something else. And in the end, we still get to do a decent combo here. Sending another Creation King, sending Tekutliga, and what is the third card we're going to send here with our Creation King effect?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it will just be another name to be shuffled back by the Tekutliga.
Probably.
The question I have now is there any way, or is there like, is it useful here to use the effect of the Creation King to destroy the Fire Engine or the Airlifter?
Possibly is. I mean, especially now when we get the Field Spell, and we do get the Field Spell through the effect of the Creation King in the graveyard now, meaning we could then trigger the Field Spell to bring back a monster. So we're kind of trading cards that are going to be coming back on our side, and our opponent, of course, is just permanently losing those cards. Therefore, I think, yes, you may have to consider just using the Creation King effect here on our own turn as well.
The only thing we shouldn't forget is that Airlifter could activate its effect, tribute itself and special rescuers from hand.
True.
I don't know how useful this is here, because you need to realize, I think, that the amount of rescuers names you can draw, you want to draw, is limited, and we already drew the Impulse.
Yeah, that's fair. One way to play around that a little bit, at least, though, is if you just summon Tekutliga here, meaning if they chain the Airlifter, then you can at least just also bring back another monster from the graveyard. So even though your opponent gets more and more cards, you're also just outrunning them a little bit by getting more and more monsters. And you have the luxury to turn additional monsters into the Fiendsmith combo then. Therefore, I think that might just be a good way to handle this. As I think we have 7, 8 monsters, different names here in the graveyard anyway, so we have the luxury to use the Tekutliga early here, and there you can see it already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, easy math, and Tekutliga is going to come onto the field. The beautiful one as well. This looks like a high rarity version of the deck here.
Yeah, it is a quarter-century secret rare, and I think the other ones were original set collector's rares, so Julian maybe just like playing his favorite deck, the Memento strategy. And I always think like the combined creation, like how crazy good its summoning condition is, like recycling everything back into your deck so you can do all your combo stuff next turn again. The only thing you can really recycle is Memento Mictlan.
Yeah, true.
But all the other monsters, they can be recycled easily. Also, like Yakihiron gets your banished spells back. The Grand Game of Memento is just so strong, and I think, do we use the effect of Creation King now?
Seems like it, yeah. And it felt for a moment like we also just targeted our own Tekutliga though, which then would not be, we would not be able to do the plan that I was suggesting anymore with bringing back another monster through the Tekutliga then, but yeah, looks like Emily is responding with the effect of Airlifter.
Or maybe we just ask what the cards do.
Yeah, possibly.
Let's see. At least we can clearly see that Emily's explaining what the cards do. Julia maybe not as familiar with the Rescue Ace cards, and I cannot blame him.
No, totally. And I mean, you said maybe it is just Julian's most favorite deck. I think that's a topic for the entire tournament. I think a lot of people here, we also saw the deck breakdown, 53% other decks.
Yeah.
People just enjoy their most favorite deck here at this event. They bring it, they play it for fun. Yesterday, we had many examples of that. For example, our Cyber Dragon duelist yesterday, Richard from the feature match, still X2, therefore still left in the competition as well. And that's a beautiful thing to see, honestly.
It's always the same with Nationals. People just show up, play their favorite decks, and just have a good time. And sometimes, as you can see, it works out quite well.
Okay, so we did not use the Creation King, just set one more card. That means no Fiendsmith combo, possibly. We are in the end phase, setting back with the Field Spell now.
But I'm not sure if that's really correct, because we have also not triggered Memento Mictlan yet, so we could even get back another monster. So at least, like, destroying the Creation King, I feel like would have been worth it. But let's see.
Sure enough does feel like it, but now it's Emily's turn. The message is already out of the bottle. We are playing Rescue Ace again, but how much can that Rescue Ace deck do here against... Still, not an... It's still an impressive field that there is. Like, the Memento cards alone do provide so much value, and I think we have both Bone Party and the Fusion set here. Therefore, it's not guaranteed to be the Bone Party. It is the Fusion for sure, because we just set that back. Bone Party could still be there as well, though. But let's see, Emily, what we can do here to handle all of this.
I think Emily drew an Ash Blossom. Do you think that will be useful here? I think if it is Bone Party, yes, I guess. But otherwise, probably not, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, for the case that it is, that's pretty nice. Normal summons via Rescue Ace Hydrants.
It's Collector Rare versus Collector Rares.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool to see. And Julian, I mean, that is always the advantage, playing those... I mean, Rescue Ace has been around for a while, but it hasn't been in the spotlight for a while as well. Okay, now we use the effect of Tekutliga, trying to bring back a monster from the graveyard or summon one from the hand. More likely just from the graveyard, but let's see. Julian, yeah, nothing else there.
And will be the Language, I assume. Yeah. And we might add Mace. The thing though is we cannot target the Hydrant since it is not targetable as long as you control another Rescuers monster.
We could also consider just to use the Ash Blossom and Joy Spring on that, which Emily does. And Julian, any response to that? No, does not look like it.
I mean, the problem is the result is the same in the end. If he has a Bone Party, he'll just like destroy the Anguish, add another Eddie Mace that way. But we gotta see. As you already said, it's not clearly Bone Party.
Yeah, it's not definitely, but if it is Bone Party, then I think ashing the Bone Party is just a little bit better. Okay, alert. Trying to bring back a monster from the graveyard, and due to Hydrant being on the field, of course, I think we can even summon from the opponent's graveyard. Oh, there it is. Nice. Oh, normally you can only add, but if you have Hydrant, you can actually add one from your deck. Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Like, there's different...
Rescues to one reborning.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's rescuing the monster from graveyard, you know.
And there's only now the alert and the Hydrant on the artwork. Cool looking card.
Yeah, I mean, it has the same title as it says on the artwork, so...
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
What are we adding? We're adding the Turbulence, I assume.
Yes.
And that cannot be summoned yet with the effects of itself, because they're... Oh no, the alert goes to the graveyard, then it can be summoned, because Impulse is already in graveyard.
It is.
Actually,
it's confusing. Yeah, it's confusing. There's two impulses.
I mean Rescue as Impulse, of course. You cannot banish the Dominus Impulse for the effect of Turbulence.
Oh, for a second, Emily just took the alert back to the hand and then realized, oh, that card belongs into the graveyard, and I may as well just rather want to have it in the graveyard. Please note also, Anguish in the Anima Zone, and Emily quickly picks up on it, summons it right there, where Julian may have messed up, because there were plenty of free zones available. I mean, actually, one more that would have not played into Anima, but now we did, in the end, play into it.
Oh, and this is actually only the Grand Breakout, which is way worse than the Bone Party, because it only gets us to Memento and Goblin, and that card is way weaker here than the Maze would have been.
100%, and also it needs to be summoned to the field, where we can kind of easily handle it as well, so no real value. Upside, though, it is another monster, of course, that can be targeted with the Creation King, therefore a possible additional card we can destroy on our opponent's side of the field.
Yeah, the problem I see, though, is in case, like, here, I see, like, you could go for SP Little Knight quite quickly, and then try to banish the Tikutlia or the Creation King. Yeah. Whatever you prefer. And in that case, I mean, the Memento deck, I think, can recycle the Combined Creation from a banish pile, but it's not, like, as easy as...
It's just Rocky Huron. That's the only way, basically, yeah.
Yeah, so it is recyclable, but it's not free recycled, so... Yeah. We'll need to see, and I see Emily still having, like, 5 or 6 cards in hand, so she must feel great.
This looks good, honestly. This looks really, really good. And, I mean... Even though the Anima was not able to take up that Witch Fair, I still think that was a very valuable information for Emily there, knowing that that other set card is not Bone Party, is not Forbidden Drop, that is not Super Polymerization, worst case maybe even, and getting the info out now that it was Breakout, actually really, really good for her here, I think.
Yeah, definitely better than Maze. But I think like with Maze, because the problem is if Julian got to Maze, he could have just taken the Turbulence, so... Yeah. We are checking the graveyard for a second, but I don't think we want to take something from the graveyard. We might just want to take something from
Oh, we go after the fusion, and I mean, that could just immediately force out the Guardian Chimera play, and I mean, honestly, you got to ask yourself, do you even want to do that here?
Oh yeah, that's really a good question, because in case the fusion gets chained, Emily can just chain the SP Little and banish the Creation King, and in that case, Julian is left without interrupts.
I love this, just going after the set Memento and Fusion, which is confirmed to be there because we set it back in the end phase. Honestly, Rescue Ace, when you are playing into a field, is so beautiful. Like, I have some friends that play this deck religiously as Emily does, and it's just so cool to witness it. Oh, yeah, immediately, no time wasted. SP Little Knight gets chained by Emily. We're just thinking on the targets. Yep, Creation King shall leave the field. Actually, what I'm thinking here, though, is maybe you just let that resolve and fusion summon into another Creation King, possibly?
The problem is, was a Memento card destroyed here? And I don't think so.
It wasn't, yeah.
And that means we would need to fuse all our field away.
Yeah.
Also, the issue is, Emily here will be able to resolve the Turbulence because she has one in hand, which she can summon very easily, and still has another Emergency in hand we searched last turn. And therefore, I think Julian cannot really like prevent Turbulence here.
Ooh, I mean... Okay, now Memento Declan will be able to bring back from the graveyard after destroying our Creation King, and that should be a Guardian Chimera if I've ever seen one, and yes, it is indeed. So we're going to draw another card. Very important thing though here, the Memento Infusion still gets banished because it was targeted by the SP Little Knight originally.
Yeah, and there are now actually 2 Memento Infusions banished. I don't know if he even plays 3, but you can recycle that, of course.
You can. Okay, now Akihiron will trigger. We also, of course, will need to draw the Guardian Chimera.
Yeah, we will destroy the SP Little Knight and the Fire Engine. And then Emily knows she is free to do whatever she wants, except Julian draws like an effect Veiler or so.
I've never seen someone be so happy after getting their entire field destroyed. Emily really like, I can handle this because we have successfully baited out all the interruptions here on Julian's side. And now it's our time to shine. And yep, banishing. Oh, we do not only have the Turbulence, but we also have the Preventer here. This is huge.
Yeah, the Preventer is so nice. Here also giving us easy follow-up. The question is, can we maybe even like go for game this turn?
I would imagine so, honestly. Those Rescue Ace monsters, they're all so big.
The thing is, don't forget the Memento Miklan will trigger if Akihiron gets destroyed, and Akihiron can then add back something from the banish pile. So it's not as easy, and it's easy to forget the Memento Miklan effect.
Surely. I mean, maybe go for Nightmare Unicorn or something like that to play around it. There must be a way to play around this, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, Turbulence resolving. This is massive news here because we are going to fill up our Spell and Trap Zone here with 3 different cards. So we already drew a lot of the cards we would usually set. We saw the Alert, for example, which would have been joining the set party here.
Oh, but that means we either drew the Rescue or we not played at all, and I cannot imagine we don't play it, and therefore, does the monster with Rescue maybe cannot attack directly? Because that would make going for game so much easier if we get our own Guardian Chimera that way.
Yeah, you're right. We must have Rescue already in hand because we are definitely running it.
Yeah, because then in that case, if we get some more Hydrant, we can special a monster from our opponent's graveyard or also from our graveyard and just go for another at least 3,300 damage with the Guardian Chimera.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how often Emily had to give that TED Talk already throughout this weekend. Yeah, this Rescue Ace card does this, explaining the full deck again basically for a year now already. She could say, hey, just watch my deck profile from last year basically. I'm already explaining everything about it there already. So let's see how we can figure this all out.
Yeah, but of course there's no OTK available because SP Little Knight was used.
Oh, true. Yeah, we can't go for the game here this turn anyhow, because that SP Little Knight was so valuable. But, I mean, it feels a lot safer having those cards in your Spell and Trap Zone now. Oh, look at that, playing around
Nightmare
the field
Phoenix.
spell. There you go. Using the Nightmare Phoenix. And now, Julian is like, okay, you're also having Horus cards in this. That's interesting.
Yeah, now we revealed it to our opponent. I think it's still worth to discard to Happy because that card in your
For
hand does
sure.
not do a lot.
And we do also get to bring back the Fire Engine here.
Oh yeah, now you see it already. We are kind of link climbing while picking our opponent's field apart because that makes, you know, link 3, you know which one is coming, right?
Which one is it? It should be the Promethean Princess,
Exactly.
right?
It's Promethean Princess, the bestower of flames, which will just get us back either our Preventer, our Hydrant if we want bonus effects. It's just such an amazing card.
It still is. It has been usually in the home of Snake Eye decks, but Rescue is, of course, very much welcoming this card as well as a full fire deck. Reading the Akihiron here again, but the Akihiron itself, I think, only triggers when it gets destroyed by card effect. Therefore, just attacking over it actually quite safe.
I honestly don't think it does, but I need to check.
So let's see. Oh, Julian reading it himself right now, just confirming, making sure.
Yeah, you're right. It actually needs to be destroyed by a card effect.
I'm a Memento master, my friend.
You are. Why
Don't
did I
question
even
my
question you?
Memento
Yeah.
ways, please.
I'm sorry, man. But Guardian Chimera kind of big, honestly,
True,
with
true.
3,300. So the question is, do we even want to like get rid of it here, or are we just like, okay, you can keep that vanilla to 3,000, 3,000?
Yeah, and I mean, it's way easier to keep. Oh, yeah, the Rescue was in hand.
Yeah, and
Correctly
will
assumed.
Preventer, and that will make it possible so we can book the Guardian Chimera, because there is no polymerization in graveyard.
Yeah, true. That is absolutely true. I mean, it doesn't get much easier outing a Guardian Chimera in face-down defense position, though, right? Because it is still pretty big in defense
Is
as well.
it time for Raging Phoenix Zelantis? I hope Emily remembers the SP Little Knight, though.
Ooh, we didn't remember it first, but let's see whether Emily still has that information available to herself.
She's like, okay, yeah, no, you don't need to bench him. I'll just set him there. No worries.
Quick shortcut now. The Princess activates, and we chain the emergency. That's smart and heads up, because that means we're not going to destroy the turbulence for the effect of Promethean Princess. It still resolves as far as possible, destroying the opponent's monster, which is the Guardian Chimera now. That is very good from Emily's side. Oh, just grabbing that Akihiron there as well.
Making sure it really cannot doesn't trigger when destroyed by card effect. And now we will trigger the Raging Phoenix, I assume. Or we forgot.
We just go into the battle phase. Yeah. I mean, the Raging Phoenix can't even trigger anymore because we did not destroy our own monster anymore, right?
Oh, you're right. We didn't. True. I forgot.
So we attack over the Akihiron, as we thoroughly explained, will not trigger. Can't attack directly due to the SP level. I think we're passing like this.
Yeah, and now Julian has one unknown card in hand, which he drew off the Guardian Chimera, but a grave filled of Memento names. So how much can he do with them? I
mean, he doesn't have Memento Infusion in the graveyard, which is a huge issue because that is just the easiest follow-up in the world, but both of them are banished. But of course, Tekutlika is in the graveyard, so that's an easy special summon to have. You gotta realize though, if he wants to go into the battle phase, attack over stuff, there is now the Zelantis, which is calling currently, able and ready to destroy 2 cards at once.
But I don't know.
Oh, that was the card we drew off the Guardian Chimera. That's massive.
Yeah, the Anguish is very good, but we contained that immediately, negating it and saying like it cannot be used for fusion or link material.
Yep. Emily not containing her excitement about that, to be honest.
And the problem now is, in case like he summons the Combined Creation, Emily can also just extinguish it.
Yes, and I think that is what we're going to do now. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the second time in this match. Summoning out Tekutlika. And Emily immediately thinking about whether she wants to respond to that. Yeah. Not an effect that activates, just summons it out. But of course, on the summon, we could now immediately go after it.
Yeah, the thing is, does she really need to? Because like we cannot link off the Anguish here.
True.
So what does the Combined Creation even do? Like threatening battle phase, or is the Zelantis being ready to pop both of them? So I don't know if she needs to extinguish here. And it looks like we're going game 2.
Wow! That was the quickest side taking I've ever witnessed, honestly. That was so quick by them. And being ready again, Julian is able to go into the main phase. And we do get to start with our most powerful normal summon once again.
Yeah, it's a quarter-century secret where you always draw him, you know?
Yeah, that's an easy rule.
Yeah.
If you just upgrade into quarter-century, you're going... Oh, we're searching for Sleepy. Has to mean we already have the Tatsuno Chichogo in hand. Or, as we saw in game 1, Julian just likes to play it differently, maybe. But there it is. Okay, there is the Tatsuno Chichogo.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have been like shocked if he didn't have that one in hand, and now he uses the effect. And Emily did not have Impulse nor anything else. Or does she?
Nope. We're going. I mean, okay, the Sleepy already is in hand, so it does make sense this time a lot more, as we do not have to go for the Getic Sleepy combination here anymore. So is Mace in hand again? Oh, Anguish. Oh, okay.
Mace is not, but Getic might be in hand.
Should be, yeah. Going this way, Getic probably is in hand, which is, of course, is not optimal. One thing, though, now with already having access to Sleepy through searching it with the Anguish, you can just go Sleepy, Fusion Summon with the Maze, and when it gets to the graveyard, Oh, we're sending the Maze like that. Okay. Julian just likes to do it differently, honestly.
Yeah, here we send a Getic and a Fusion. That's kind of a nice play, because now... if there's like an Impulse or so on Sleepy, we can just easily use the Memento Infusion. Yeah, which we added back of Getic.
Oh yeah, that was a shortcut, honestly. So we sent both cards, then Getic triggers, Getic comes back and adds back the Fusion. And actually, I do like this because Julian, I'm almost certain, did this to play around the Bestial, and he did so very nicely, honestly.
Yeah, that was quite a nice way, but if we got like still Bestials on a Getic, because it's dark, I think.
Yeah, but he couldn't Bestial there because the field was empty when the Getic came back.
You're right. Yeah, true.
That was very nicely done.
Empty, yeah. Nice when there's a Creation King sending another copy of itself, and probably from the deck the Akihiro and Anti-Creation, Combined Creation?
Probably, yeah. I would expect Tekutlika here. Where is it? Searching for it desperately.
Must be a one-off if he's like searching that long.
Play 2 of that. That would be crazy, honestly. I mean, speaking of crazy though, looking at... Oh, okay, we sent the Dark Blade. Looking at the side deck from Julian, I think he has been a little bit crazy there because he has not only decided to bring one of the Memento trap cards, but it is both of them somehow.
Yeah, it's Cranium Burst
and Fracture Dance. Both of them, yeah.
And not only that, he also brought one copy of There Can Be Only One.
Not only one of them, but then also There Can Be Only One. Wow.
But I just expect There Can Be Only One will not be cited in here.
Yeah. I mean, it does cut off some things. Like, you can't go into... I mean,
yeah,
I'm not
just
sure.
Does a bit.
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
especially if you're already citing the Cranium Burst and so.
Yeah.
The question is, how easy can we get to that now? Because we didn't send it off the Creation King, so the only way we can get it back is Maze.
Yeah, true.
Which, either way, we have that in Graveyard already, and we still have the Memento Mix line open. But, yeah.
Alrighty, so we're using now the Twin Dragon effect, searching for Tekutlika and for the Horn Dragon.
Yeah. Will it bring back the Maze now?
We could. So this looks a lot smoother from Julian. Of course, he wasn't interrupted in any way, but I think this looks like one of those standard combos that he did prepare beforehand. And look at that, we're also triggering the field spell. This is massive. Look at this field filled with Memento monsters where the Dark Blade also has not even been used yet this turn.
But doesn't this look a bit fragile to Nibiru, the Primal Being now?
Stop it. There is no Nibiru
They
coming.
don't have it.
They do not have it at all, and Julian. And I mean, to be honest, sometimes you can read your opponent a little bit. And honestly, Emily right now, Emily does just not look like she has Nibiru, the Primal Being there. Sometimes you can just read your opponent like that.
I mean, I'll never say my opponent surely does not have Nibiru, the Primal Being, because then, like, you know, the Rocket comes like at the worst possible spot, so...
Yeah, if you're good at actor, sure, you can play it down like that, but sometimes it's pretty face up, you gotta admit.
Yeah, definitely. And now Akihiron adding back the fusion. We still have Mace on the field, which we will trigger, I assume, soon.
Yeah. Or maybe we just want to link it off to go into the Fiendsmith combo this time around, because surely this time we have so many monsters, there must be a way to go into the Fiendsmith combo.
And
here.
That's also nice. I think like it was Mace destroying the Sleepy. We get the Cranium Burst.
This is crazy because we get the Cranium Burst here and we probably send the Fracture Dance now as well. And then we can set it back in the end phase. And having both trap cards is just crazy, crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the Cranium Burst, doesn't it also like protect your Caesar?
You can only attack him, which is kind of crazy.
The Memento, the
only the Tekutlika.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hilarious because I've had that so many times. Flipping this, the opponent's like, okay, yeah, I need to attack over your SP Little Knight now, and then in the battle phase, yeah, have fun, bro. You have to attack into my Tekutlika now. It is like they actually even have to attack. It's not optional. Even.
Yeah, and there we send the Fracture Dance to the graveyard, which I think, how much does it pop?
I think it's just one.
Just one? Okay.
But still, that's pretty good. And now, finally, the Moon of the Closed Tavern, Fiendsmith Requiem. And Emily realizes in game one, she did not even have that information available that there is a full Fiendsmith package available. Oh, okay, yeah, we are bringing out Lacrima, and that makes it even tougher to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. Just still chilling the Dark Blade. I don't know what he does there. Like, when is he leaving?
I mean, he can still use it to just get more monsters into rotation.
I think he used it already. I think he already destroyed something to get the Goblin.
That's fair. Okay, now make Necroker Princess. Can we somehow also get this to trigger? This would be a funny interaction because you could technically use the Goblin on your turn, just discarding it and then triggering the Necroker Princess off of that.
Is it usable on your turn?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Mace is not, but Goblin is.
Okay.
And nope, we do not do that though. We just transform those two level 6 monsters into a Caesar. And Emily says, that is enough. I have seen enough of that. Remaining, and Emily finally, for the first time now, able to go first.
But does Emily have a play in hand? I just see a lot of traps and a drawal.
I think I see an airlifter, and that's as good as it gets.
I think that's Impulse. I think that's Impulse.
Oh, no. You gotta be kidding me, Emily. Ay, that's not great.
I think
Sad
the spell
one
is
pass.
Headquarter.
Oh, no. Oh, and that one card was the Solemn Judgment, and it is gone with the quickness being dealt with the Harpiest Feather Duster.
Yeah, but we have to start the Goblin, which is a very good start against Emily's interruptions, honestly, because Impulse cannot be used on it, nor can draw Lockbird.
Oh, okay, we do use the
that
Impulse to
can be used on it, to be fair. I meant Dominus Impulse, of course.
Yeah.
But Dominus Impulse also destroys now, since a trap is in the graveyard.
That's true, that's true. That's maybe very valuable.
So that might come up, but I don't want to destroy Sleepy, honestly. So what are we getting? Are we getting Fire Attacker now? No, it's again the Fire Engine.
It is Fire Engine. Okay, the Goblin does resolve. Goblin, what we can send Gaddick and Sleepy here if we want to, and that is a pretty good combination to send, honestly.
Yeah, and there is now no no monster or no card on the field of Julian, so we also cannot impulse it because we kept the impulse in hand.
Yep. Gaddick.
Gaddick, yeah. Is it a Sleepy, or does he still adjust his line again?
And we could also go for Tatsunoti Chogo, but it is for Sleepy. Because we haven't used Tatsunoti Chogo to get those cards into the graveyard. Okay. Gaddick comes back, uses the effect, adds back Sleepy.
Yeah,
Fire Engine activated as well.
I feel like the Drone Lockbird is such a weird decision against a Memento deck because I feel like in most cases it doesn't do that much, and if you already have the Judgment to side in, I don't know if I would side in the Drone Lockbird.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Having Drone Lockbird against this deck can randomly be a little good, but it's just not one of those decks where you just want to have Drone Lockbird against. I mean, Drone Lockbird is super popular in the current format for a reason. Mitsurugi strategies crumble to it often enough, and Rijswijk strategies too, but Memento is surely not one of the decks where you are like, oh yeah, Drone Lockbird is the best card in my deck right now.
Yeah, and now the thing is also like, I don't think we can do much with the impulse, and we have Memento Miklan already in hand. That might be good for Emily though, because that card is so easily searchable that it's better to our opponent.
Sleepy effect.
Do we need to impulse that?
Honestly, I think we need to impulse this.
What does Sleepy send though? Does it send?
It can send any Memento cards, but what are you going to send?
A Fusion.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, sending Fusion is pretty crazy. Yeah, you're right.
I think we wait and then try to impulse the Twin-Headed Dragon.
But you can't. You mean the graveyard effect or what?
No, the one to search it. It searches. Oh no, impulse. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
no, I thought about roll. I
can't.
thought we can roll it though. I don't know if that's better though.
It's really not that easy. Okay, Sleepy. Looks like we are resolving the Fusion summoning effect. Using Gaddick, using Horn Dragon from hand. And there is now the Twin Dragon coming down.
Yeah, and that will add 2 cards. Then we can drop the Drone Lockbird. Oh, of course we don't impulse before because that locks us out of Drone Lockbird as well.
But that card doesn't do anything here anymore, honestly.
Yeah, but I think here we need to bet on it doing anything, I feel like.
I mean, now having the field spell hard drawn is even better because we don't even need to search it anymore with the Creation King. So there's barely anything we can even search in this deck anymore. Like, Bone Party can special summon, so you don't need to search with it. There is the Drone Lockbird.
Yeah.
Look, Julian is like, yeah, okay, sure. If we have to do it, absolutely fine.
Yeah, now we need to just try a card for the Twin Dragon, I think, right?
Philip, I'm trying to find a card that would even play into the Drone Lockbird here. I'm struggling to even imagine one.
That is really a very difficult question, honestly.
There is nothing in this deck that really searches now from this point out anymore.
I mean, Talons would, but draw.
Yeah, okay, but that is some very good options that you can work around that as well.
No, I agree with you. Probably the Drone Lockbird does literally nothing here, and I think that's like a slight mistake to side it in. But I mean, it also helps you against small Chamis yourself, but I feel like we already saw in the past that Rescuers is one of the decks that can play through with low amount of special summons that can do a lot already with Turbulence.
100%, yeah, for sure. It can play around Charmy so nicely. And I think that is actually one of the main selling points of the deck in the current format, because it can adjust to those Charmies so nicely and so good. Okay, we're going to send Maze, Goblin, and probably also the Angwitch.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because we didn't need to use the Tatsunoko Shigo yet, right?
And now we can even use the Memento Miklan to bring back the Angwitch if we want to. Okay, actually, we forgot the Angwitch. We can't search with Angwitch now anymore. That is one application that there is for the Drone Lockbird, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Dominus Impulse being used on the effect of... Was that on Memento Miklan?
Probably it was. I feel like here in this case, you just need to gamble a bit with your Impulse and hope that it throws your opponent off.
I think it was on Akihiron, right? Because I don't think we
we didn't make land, because that would have been destroyed as well. So let's see.
Probably. Julian, you still must have a way to get through this. Is there Tikutlika already in the graveyard?
I think it's in hand.
So true, we searched for it. You're right. Very true. But time is running lower and lower now, Julian. And I mean, the good thing about keeping the Akihiro in the graveyard is we cannot do the funny Memento line for 8,000 points of damage. We cannot make our Tekutlika and our Creation King attack directly anymore with the Akihiro on-field effect. Still, though, we can just summon our Tekutlika, and that thing has 5,000 attack points. And if we have the Bone Party available too, we can even do some piercing damage this turn if necessary.
Yeah, but I don't think we have the Bone Party here, because I think that would have come already, but we have the Grand Breakout. Interesting.
How much does that do right now?
I'm really confused, because that card does not destroy, and the Goblin was used already, I think, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's really weird to use that Goblin.
Oh,
what are we going? Oh, we just go into the
Fiendsmith engine.
Sequence or Moon of the Closed Tavern.
Oh, why did we even use the Grand Breakout here?
I can tell you, we needed another name in the graveyard. I think Julian
Oh,
perfectly
particularly,
calculated
okay.
that out, and I think we need to have 5 in total again, of course, for the Tekutlika, and therefore we had to bring out that Goblin there.
That does make a lot of sense. And also the Grand Breakout wouldn't have done a lot anyway, so...
Fair enough.
Use it.
Lacrima.
But is that better than just like running over the 2 bodies now?
I mean, yeah, maybe we get to Desiree. Desiree sends one of them. I think we are just trying to get some damage going here, honestly.
Yeah, I think
Engraver.
we could have done all the same main phase 2, so...
I mean, the important thing now is we need to deal damage. We only have 4 minutes and a couple seconds available here, so using the effect of Requiem now.
And you're right, Desiree sequence does do damage here, because we can just like keep the sequence first attack, or we even have Agnum Day, that would also help.
Sequence effect. We could have, by the way, there also went Chaos Angel, which would have also done damage, funnily enough.
Yeah, but the Desiree, of course, is in Emily's turn doing something, because now we know there is a play, there is emergency. In case Emily draws any monster, then it should be a play.
Yep, okay. But Julian does play quite quickly here, which is nice, because that might mean Emily gets to have another turn Agnum Day now.
That's not game, though, I think. Oh, no, we can bring back the Combined Creation, and then this could be game.
If that was for having 5 monsters in the graveyard, I think that might actually be... Wait, it's still... It's still not game, I think. It's still a lot of damage.
No, I mean, what we should have done is, like, we should have used the effect of Desiree, shuffle back the sequence, send the Airlifter, and then go attack with Agnum Day, effect of Agnum Day.
Oh, it is the handshake, though, now.